so will I be with you. My God, he's going to give some credibility to your dreams. What am I talking about? Romans chapter 5 says, therefore, being justified by faith, I have peace with God. Let me stop right there, and then I'm going to shout, I'm going to sit down. Listen, therefore, being justified by faith, I have peace with God. The word justification does not mean make wrong right. No, that's not what justification means. The word justification means this. I tell this story all the time, Pastor Garland, and I guess I'll tell it one more time because y'all ain't never heard it, so I'm not going to tell it again. You see, y'all heard it before, but I remember I went home one year to visit my mom back in D.C. And I'm walking through the grocery store. And as I'm walking through the grocery store, I hear somebody from the other side of the store call me by my street name. Y'all know what? Now y'all so saved. You know the corner know you by a different name. You Deborah now, but when you was out on the street, you was bang bang and poo poo. Somebody was yelling. I'm not gonna tell you what they was calling me because that would freak me. But they was calling me, and I heard it, and I started running. I'm pushing the car. My mother holding on for dear life. I'm flying. And he running, calling my name. Mama, did you know him? No, I don't know who told me. I'm flying through the grocery store. Finally, the brother comes down the other aisle. And I'm stuck in between my mama and him. He comes up to me and he says, hey man, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Remember when we used to so-and-so and go to da-da-da and go to here? And man, you remember that day? I'm trying to push my mama because mama don't know nothing about none of this. Mama, go get the cereal, mama. They got the sale on chicken wing. And my mama like, I ain't got to go nowhere. And he's talking. And I had on my wraparound collar and my gold chain. I looked just like Bishop who did it. I had all my stuff out. And he's going on and on about what we used to do in my BC days before Christ, you know. And after a while, he stopped. And he looked at me. And he said, you a preacher now? I said, yes, sir. And he said, oh. And he couldn't remember what he wanted to say. And he said, boy, you look good. What I'm trying to tell you is when you get justified, God will not make you wrong right. Because wrong will always be wrong. But what God will do when he justifies you is he covers your wrong with right. Justification set in. All he could do was look at me and say, you look good, but that's what God will give some credibility to. You may be raggedy now, but eventually somebody's going to see you and say, hey, aren't you didn't you used to, well, girl, you look good. You're going to say, I know. And because if it had not been God on your side, where would you? To learn to encourage yourself. Listen. 3 years ago, I had a shaking incident happen to me for the greatest man I ever known passed away. My daddy died of lung cancer, and I watched the lung cancer ravage my daddy's body. My father was 5'9", about 245 pounds, and I watched him shrivel away to about 150 when he died. His hair was curly and salt and pepper. When he passed away, it was bald. His teeth, because of the chemo, had begun to fall out. And this man with this deep baritone voice could barely talk. When it was over, I sat there on the phone in my living room and was praying with my daddy when I heard the machine flatline. At 2 a.m., I heard it go beep, and I heard everybody in the room hollering and crying and saying he's gone. I had to get on an airplane, fly to Washington, D.C., preach my daddy's funeral, pick my sister up off the floor, get back to Jacksonville, stand in my backyard with tears in my eyes and lay hands on myself and nurse myself back to help. You better learn how to encourage yourself when you begin to shake in the midnight hour.
Yes, sir.